Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Intern Podcast. This is my very first podcasting episode. I don't know how many episodes there are going to be, but it's my first episode. I am your host, Lauren Ruggiero, and I am the intern. So, first things first, I'm going to talk a little bit about myself so you guys kind of know where I'm coming from and what I'm doing here. So, my name is Lauren, as I mentioned. I go to Queen's University of Charlotte. I am a junior currently, and I love filmmaking. It is one of my true passions in life, and I don't think I could live without it. So, my major is called multimedia storytelling, and basically it's just kind of like a combination of like media in general, and the idea of storytelling. So it's like journalism, social media, the media in general, filmmaking, production stuff. So that kind of stuff is kind of all included in my major. So why am I here? Well, see, my school requires me to have an internship before I graduate. An internship or two, it depends on how long those internships last. So for this one, it's long enough for me to just take one, and I can be able to get my graduation slip of paper at the end of graduation. So, so we need to fulfill a certain amount of hours at an internship somewhere and have it relate to our major. So, being at Access 21, it was very appropriate for my major. And what drew me here was that I would get hands-on experience. See, you can sit down and learn in a classroom all day. You know, you can study, you can write down and everything, and, you know, hear YouTube videos of people talking about doing this stuff, but, like, you really can't learn and get the hands-on experience, especially for filmmaking. Filmmaking is a thing where you have to, like, practice and, like, play with all the technology and stuff in order to become efficient at it. So, you know, I was like, okay, well, this could be interesting. You know, I applied for a couple other internships, and, you know, due to like COVID and stuff, the only thing they were doing was like online research. And I was like, I could do like my own research on something. And it wasn't even like a topic that would like interest me. I was like, nah, I can't do this. Like, I know like I'm desperate, but like I'm not that desperate. Until Access 21 came along, and I was like, ooh, like, let me hop on this. So I went for the interview, you know, which they just like showed me around, you know, told me what they're about, what they do, and things that I will be assisting with. And yeah, so I was like, okay, this looks actually like good and fun. And so, you know, they liked me, so I got the position. So now I am an intern here at Access 21, and I like it. I like it a lot, actually. So the roles and responsibilities for the internship here is basically you just got to assist people. You got to assist people, but before you can assist people, you got to learn how the technology works before you assist people with the technology. So you take these like basic training day classes, kind of classes. It's kind of a one-on-one with one of the staff members here. And one of the staff members usually has a background in whatever they're like talking about, or they know a lot about the subject. So I learned definitely a lot through the staff members here, because, you know, you gotta have good communication skills as an intern. You gotta talk to people. It is what it is. This is coming from a person who has tons of anxiety anyways, but I mean, it's true. You gotta talk to people. And it's really interesting because, like, the staff members, I talked to every single staff member here and what their background was. And I really find that their background interesting because, you know, this is, like, where they're coming from. You know, this is their experience. They have been out there and they've done it, you know, and to learn about their experience, you know, is really beneficial to me, because they could talk to me about something that they did wrong or something that they know that I should know going into the field, that they didn't know, or, their mistakes they made or whatever, so that going forward I don't make those same mistakes they have. So in that way, it's very beneficial to learn about those experiences. And so with the training day classes, you basically go over all of the classes that regular members take. So you learn about literally everything the Access 21 has to offer. So you learn about the studios. You learn where to put things. You learn lighting. You learn how to work the cameras. They're like typical broadcasting cameras. So once you know the basics of them, it usually goes to all the other broadcasting cameras out there. You learn how to do a lighting board and what numbers, and how to check the lights and position them in a way and what they're called. And you learn camera stuff, just camera movements. You learn how to white balance a camera, or a broadcasting camera at least. And you learn how the control room. So you learn how to do the audio boards and the kind of sound design that goes in it. And you learn how to do a switcher. So that's taking cuts of, just switching between two cuts, two camera angles, and go from there. And there's a graphic board or computer that you look up the graphics for, like a basic TV setup. And yeah, so you get to learn all those things. And again, you get put on people's shows. So you can be manning a camera, you could be help setting up the lights, you could be doing floor directing, you can be doing the audio. You can even be the person switching if the director's not feeling like it. So there are a lot of positions and a lot of things to learn. But once you got it down, it's easy. It's smooth sailing from there. So yeah, I think it's really, it's so much fun working on the show, and just talking to the producers, and the people who came up with the shows, and what their story is and what their background is. And even the guests that they have on their shows, some of them like to stick around and talk, so just hearing some of their stories is very very powerful. I've definitely learned a lot of life stuff in general from the people that just come here, and there are a lot of characters here that come to Access 21. So I always find joy in talking to them and getting to know them. Yeah. So there's you got your chores to do and stuff and everything. You got maintenance day. So basically, it's every month there's a day set aside for maintenance. So basically, what maintenance day is that you just you check the lights, make sure the safety chains are on, you make sure none of them are burnt out. You check the cameras because with public access station, people sometimes don't really know what they're doing, and they can either bump it or move it in a way, and it get messed up pretty easy. It's technology; it always gets messed up some way, one way or another. So we make sure we do the cameras, we back focus the cameras, and which basically means we do it manually. So that when we try to focus it through the camera, it's precise. So yeah, so we learn that. We go through the sound cable, all that. We check all the sound ports, and we check the gels that go in the lights. So you're flipping through all the gels, making sure none of them are ripped, or you need more of them or less of them, or they're in the wrong places. Just pretty much just organizing. You check the prop warehouse, make sure nothing's falling apart. and you clean the rugs. You pretty much just organize and make everything look nice. And also just keeping everything in tip-top shape. So yeah. So that's also something that's pretty interesting, and while you're doing this stuff, while I'm doing this stuff, I always talk to the staff, because they always got something interesting or some stories to tell, I like listening to people's stories. I guess that's just like part of my, my whole process, since I'm like, a storytelling major, but yeah, I just like hearing people's stories and whatnot, because you can always learn from anyone through what they've experienced. So yeah, those are some of the fun things you get to do as an intern. And basically you just like help people. So like if, someone's having trouble with the audio board, you got to go like, listen to what they're trying to do and kind of just do it. You got to like know like how to fix it. If there's a problem with the camera, got to learn how to like kind of fix the camera. Yeah. So there's also slow days. So on the slow days, you just make sure you got something to do, because you could be sitting in the coordinator's office for a good minute or two. And sometimes you got people that come in, and ask for whatever they need, and then you just get it for them. You got some people who buy like SD cards and flash drives and stuff. So you got to learn how to do the credit card machine. And yeah, and also as an intern, you have to do a promotional video of the access station. I myself, since the podcasting room was built while I was here, I did my promotional video on the podcasting room. So if you do see it, that is, yeah, my face is going to be there. I made a 30-second version and a 1-minute version. So you could see me in 30 seconds. You can also see me in a minute. I mean, hey, it is, that could be everywhere. You never know. But yeah, so that's just some of the stuff interns get to do here. You just pretty much know all the ins and outs of everything. So if you're ever looking for a position, as far as getting experience in the film or TV or news realm, I feel like this would be a good starting place. And, especially like even with COVID, like, you don't have many people coming in here, but when people do come in here, it's a lot of fun. And, the staff members here are great. They got a lot of stories. They talk a lot. So it's always a good time when you're with staff members. Most likely, I will be interviewing some of the staff members for my little podcast I got going on here. Yeah, so within the 3 months, basically, that you're an intern here, you get to do all of that fun stuff and experience it. I think, internships are important and necessary for that step towards your career. I think getting that experience and getting that knowledge can definitely help get a job over someone else who may not have that experience. So in when you have like those slow days and stuff, it's cool because you can like play around with like podcasting, or you can go like use a green screen and pretend like you're on a beach somewhere. Like, I've done that. So, you could just like mess around with some of the stuff, get more comfortable with, whatever you think that you need a little more progress on. And, so it's always fun to do as well. So if you are ever wanting to do a show or a podcast, you should really come to Access 21. They got, great classes. They make sure you understand all of the content, and the members really make sure that you understand the whole concepts and ideals before you get thrown into it. So yeah, it's a great place to be if you're starting out, if you're just wanting to do a show. It's a nice place to get your word out, to have a voice. So I definitely think that this is a great place to be, no matter who you are, no matter how old you are, no matter what you look like. Access 21 is the place for you. Most likely. It's just like people from everywhere, and we all just kind of come together and make stuff. Like, it's a fun environment to be in. It's a really great environment, and the people here are very, very nice. So yeah, come to Access 21, where you have the most fun making stuff you've ever had in your life. Yeah, so I've, got to work on people's shows and whatnot. And I think like 60% of like Access 21 is like religious stuff. So I've definitely got my church in for a good year or two. But, yeah, so I definitely learn a lot, even just like about life stuff in general, when I come in here. And, no day is the same, it's always different. So that's also another thing that I do like, is that, it's always changing, nothing's really the same. Well, I hope you guys had a fun time listening to my intern experience. Overall, it has been a great experience here. And if you're looking for an internship, I strongly suggest this if you're interested in the whole media, news, film, TV side of things. So, yeah, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys in my next podcast episode. Thank you for listening.